Travis Wayne Goodsell. So I've got over 30 minutes to wait for the uploading of the previous video about Revelation 12. So let's talk about the Space Horse. It's coming in the latter days. See what the church has to say on that. So, lesson 46 from the Sunday school lesson. He will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. And Revelation 19 is what we're looking for. And so, again, it's B in preparation. Revelation 19, 1 through 9, and then 20 to 1 through 11. So he doesn't quite cover it. They don't quite cover it. Remember, it's Mormons who are assigned by the church, the curriculum department, which is now the priesthood department, which used to be the priesthood curriculum department, to make the manuals for you guys. And so I was a part of that group when I was revising the footnotes for you, for the Spanish editions in 2009. And subsequent other translations. Did the Master English version for the Guide to the Scriptures. And so I know all about this and the processes that are involved and who's responsible for the errors. And so, yeah, preparation B, not H. Revelation 19, 1 through 9. John sees that Satan will be bound and Christ will reign in triumph during the millennium. Some problems. Where's the white horse? But, you know, it's probably not essential to our eternal salvation. Flying white horse from outer space. What importance could that have in John's record? So, yeah, the Lamb has come, marriage of the Lamb, fine linen, righteousness of the saints, marriage supper of the Lamb, hallelujah, and praise Yah, hallelujah. So I'm not seeing what they're wanting here. They're purposely cutting us off. So whatever this event is, it has to do with the marriage supper feast of the Lamb, the Church of the Lamb, from the Book of Mormon. So yes, the Book of Mormon, Nephi's vision, is the same as John's revelation, and tells us to refer to John's revelation for more detailed accounting of when it was to occur in the latter days. And so, verse 11, and I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him is Jesus. So, you know, where is he? You know, all of the artwork for the church, except for one, I think it's the churches, portrays him as coming down without a horse. Where's the horse? Even in the Book of Mormon, no horse. Where's his horse? Pegasus. Where is he? Pegasus. Oh, wait, isn't that a constellation? You're jumping ahead. You're going contrary to the living prophets. And so, yeah, we then have in verse 17 the star date of when this is to occur. And I saw an angel standing in the sun. It's a solar eclipse on the back of Pegasus in Pisces. We know the date and we know the location on Earth where the New Jerusalem is to be. Wonder if Joseph Smith knew from 19 July 1840. I wonder if there's anybody like Travis Wayne Goodsell who's been telling us all about this. Smelling food. We still have an hour and 15 minutes until lunch. That's strange. Maybe somebody is cooking food up here. They better not set off the fire alarm. don't have my winter coat. It's being held for ransom. So we scroll down to find anything and everything that they teach concerning Revelation 19. And it's number 2 topic. Satan will be bound and Christ will reign in triumph during the millennium. And so, yeah, it just covers 19, 1 through 9. Not 11, not 17. They purposely skip it for you. They don't think it's eternal or essential to your eternal salvation. Or they just didn't know and they didn't have a stellarium yet. I'm sure that next year's lesson manual will have it for you, as this will be the last lesson of the year for 2023, the bicentennial year of Nephi coming to visit Joseph Smith, giving him the Egyptian gold plates, warning about the day that shall burn as an oven, which, you know, just in the nick of time before this event. Right? Is that how they planned it? Right? Because I'm sure we won't be forced out of Utah. This is Zion. Nelson said so. Why would he lie? Then in Revelation 19, this is the first point. He described the coming of the Lord, symbolized by a marriage supper. What does the wife of the Lamb represent? Again, if he's a mortal man, oh, spoiler alert in case you missed the first video. Although I did have a commenter say that Jesus is going to marry only one woman when he returns. I bet you Mormon women didn't realize that one of you lucky women are going to be married to Jesus. That's according to his doctrine. Hilarious. And so, yeah, they call it the church. And so what does the symbol of the marriage supper with Christ as the bridegroom and the church as the bride suggest about the relationship between the Lord and his church? It's a 4-letter word. Cover your ears. S-E-X. This is why the church is symbolic of a woman. The wife is not symbolized by a church, or she's symbolized by a church, but it's not the church that's symbolized by a woman. They're frustrating. And so, yeah, I did the video not too long ago about Mrs. Almond, and nobody watched. Nobody cares. Alright. And so then that's it. You're not supposed to quote Rosar McConkie. He's not high enough of a leader, and he's not scripture. And so they need to remove that for next year's lesson manual. So let's go to the Institute manual, see what they have for us. See if they've got more information. Down to 22 minutes. Yeah, last night the Mormon employee was in a rampage for for the success that I was having, and decided to use an old tactic of his of freezing and then repeating processing. And so I notified the court and said that apparently this is what the counsel for the plaintiff is counseling the YouTube employee and the church and others that are involved. So the Mormon employee is getting not only the church in trouble, but the lawyer in trouble and other people in trouble because he can't just leave me alone. His hate for me is just so severe that he just can't stop. Okay, 20 to 22. So it would be here. There we go. 17 to 19. The Lord declares to latter-day Israel, "Go ye out from Babylon." I just used that in an earlier video this morning. That's the great and abominable church, Mormons. You are commanded by Joseph Smith, when your mortal Mormon Christ tells you to come out of Babylon in 2020 for the Exodus of the latter days that's been prophesied all throughout Scripture, and you missed it. You missed it. And so, yeah, isn't that great? You decided to stay behind in the Great Salt Lake to become a pillar of great salt. When destruction of Sodom, Babylon, Gomorrah, Jerusalem, Utah occurs. All types and shadows. So isn't that great? So now we got the destruction coming with civil war and all that. I warn you, and now the news is thinking it's breaking news. It's just so frustrating. And so, let's see, 17 and 11 to 24, John sees the preparation for the long-awaited marriage of the Lamb for his wife, and they put in parentheses, the church, hath made herself ready. And let's see, the Lamb appears as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Oh, so close. So close. Prayerfully study Revelation 17 through 19. Alright, so then we go down to look for some more stuff. Because certainly the church would only give us what is essential to our eternal salvation. Anything else that Travis is revealing to you is therefore evil and apostate. Right? Alright, in the last days. Okay, so they do reference Doctrine and Covenants 58. I didn't see that in the Sunday school manual. Kind of essential to our eternal salvation. There's going to be a temple wedding. Wait a minute. I thought it was symbolic of Jesus having sex with the church. Which is a little weird. But if you're going to take it literally like they are, that's some of the consequences. And all of those who fight against the Lamb will be destroyed. Still waiting for that, aren't we? Still waiting for the fall of the great and abominable church, aren't we? And 18. Okay. Scroll down some more. There we go. There we go. They do cover 5 through 21. And let's see if they talk about the white horse. Display the picture, the second coming. I wonder if they'll have the new second coming painting shown. Because it's in the Washington, D.C. temple where Jesus was already given the keys at Adam-on-Diamond by Lucifer to take over America. Way to Perfection, Joseph Fielding Smith, Jr. Pages 290 and 291 in the edition that I had and did the videos of and then got sent here for. Yep. In this conference, I was given a death threat. Yay! I'm gonna die, and the church is gonna overcome me. Yep. Last year it was perils. This year it's overcome. He's using code. He learned from me in my federal lawsuits. Alright. So, yeah, no white horse in those. Christ's return. Not seeing it. Will appear in red apparel. Okay. So the Mormon Christ has to go buy some red clothes, having dread the winepress alone, because I'm sure it's not symbolic in code. He has to actually wear it. This is symbolic of the atonement. You know, Christ will rule the earth with an iron rod. The Word of God. So he doesn't get an iron rod? Speak softly and carry an iron rod? You see, kids, there used to be a president of the United States of America who said a quote in which, now, look it up. You got Google search. Let's see, make a meme with your foods. Yeah, this is way... I gotta clean the screen too, dear God. But again, being held for ransom. Let's see. Make a menu with foods eaten in your area. Oh, no, we're having lamb. It's clear and simple. We're having lamb for dinner. It's what's for dinner. Eat more lamb, says the cow. I gotta do that as the thumbnail. I can't resist. Where do I put it? Eat more. There's no E. Lamb. And we'll take off the B. We gotta find the picture of the cow. That is awesome. I love doing videos. So much fun. Let's see, make 2 columns on the board. Label 1, marriage supper of the Lamb. And the other, the supper of the great God. Oh. They're one and the same. Don't segregate them out. They're the same. Oh my God. You're supposed to combine everything together with what Joseph Smith says, with what John says, merge them all together into one. Yeah. And so they're not talking about the white horse. Made himself ready. So yeah, they're focused on the marriage, and they don't even understand it right. And that's it. 17. But they don't talk about the sign in the heaven. They don't explain the angel standing in the sun. They just go right to who's invited. And it's because Mormons rebel, stayed behind to become pillars of the Great Salt Lake, and so the highway. And so to plagiarize Bednar, who plagiarized the explanation of the parable, you know, you pick up people along the way who are survivors because you guys didn't go in the Exodus in 2020. That's it. That's all I got for you. Oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. And so yeah, the sign in the heavens has been talked about by multiple prophets. Far less than the sign of the the birth, the start of the ministry, though. But it's the death sign, not the Death Star, but Death Star is the solar eclipse. And I did that. There is a thumbnail somewhere in this file where I put the Death Star in place of the solar eclipse. Nobody caught on or cared. I should do a video of all the thumbnails I've done over the years, even the ones that have been banned by YouTube and that employee. Oh my god. It's just like all of the several playlists had all of the thumbnails removed by him. Not for any violation of YouTube's community guidelines, which are a violation of the judicial decision on the matter. Nope. Because it was criticizing Nelson. Well, it's called cyber terrorism, and again, you've been counseled by counsel to do such criminal activity, and for which we'll get the counsel in trouble with the law as well. And therefore, since he's criminally liable, we can then go to his documents, records, texts, emails, cell phone conversations, because there's no client or attorney-client privilege, in case you're not aware of the news of certain things going on, with certain lawyers getting in trouble, with a certain beast, the mark of the beast on the baseball cap of people's foreheads, whose image on TV, which is now streaming, spouts off blasphemies. I'm the chosen one. Hilarious. And see, everything's been fulfilled to this point. That's why I know all this stuff. I knew in advance and prophesied for you and revealed it unto you, and now it's happened, and now I'm able to go back and say, yeah, I already told you. You didn't listen, you didn't hearken, and here's what's coming, and it's too late for you. You missed it. So, yay. If there's any survivors out there, hopefully you'll see me survive. But, yeah. There's no temple for the wedding. So, yeah. Samson talks about it. It's the death sign. The Book of Mormon talks about it as the death sign. You know that Book of Mormon video that the church came out with? Yeah. That's the sign from Revelation 19. And Samson. It's a solar eclipse. And so we know that it is over America. Wait a minute. Jesus comes to the Americas. I wonder if that's symbolic. Yes, the Smiths knew, and Sidney Rigdon, as they had to tell him, I guess. As Oliver Cowdery was described for Sidney Rigdon working on the Book of Mormon after they had to help William Morgan escape the country. Oliver Cowdery. Am I mixing names up? Oliver Cowdery had to help Sidney Rigdon to finish the Book of William Morgan, because Joseph Smith Sr. was the Master Mason helping William Morgan in Canandaigua, New York, which was why he got arrested in Canandaigua, New York, not in Batavia, where his home was. And so as a Master Mason, he's responsible for the life of William Morgan, helped him flee the country, even though there was a shipwreck, but then he made it to the islands, and then there was another shipwreck, and he took his wife to Honduras and had another family. But, yeah, critics aren't making this connection of Canandaigua, New York. Even when I talked with Sandra Tanner, I told her about Canandaigua, New York, and she had a confused look on her face. She didn't know what that was talking about. But the York Rites, Freemasonry, the highest rank is the Knights Templar. What were the Knights Templar infamous for? Yes, Friday the 13th, great franchise. as Halloween. It's Halloween, not Friday the 13th. I haven't done one for Friday the 13th in a long time. But Egyptian gold, not golden, gold plates, because it's connected to the sun at noonday. Emmanuel, Amen, the Egyptian god. Noonday. Joseph Smith says noonday. Amen. So again, if you're not going to study, you're not going to believe me, and you're going to remain in ignorance, because that's the new doctrine for salvation for Mormons: saved in ignorance. And so, yeah, Samson, death sign over America. And the reason why Lamb is involved is because instead of on the back of the white horse for the solar eclipse, Jupiter, who is the child born in Virgo in Revelation 12, is in the Lamb constellation, which is synonymous with the Ram constellation. And so when Abraham sacrificed Isaac, yeah, solar eclipse with a ram. So in a ram constellation, a solar eclipse and a messenger, Mercury, in conjunction. So we now know the date for that event
as a reminder,
and the location. And it was Russia. Abraham was Russian, not Babylonian, not Egyptian. And it was during the Roman period in 8 April 4 CE. Yeah, great. So next Wednesday, I won't be doing videos. That's basically what he was saying. And all of you are cheering, yay! Travis finally is silenced for a day. Or at least until the morning, until the evening time, when he may or may not do a video or two, or 3, or 4, depending on the YouTube employee, whether he's going to get other people in trouble for his crimes. So, yeah, the Revelation 19, 8 April 2024. So when Lehi left Jerusalem 600 years before the coming of 8 April 4 CE, which is 2020 years before 2024's final date from Revelation 19. What they're telling us in the Book of Mormon is that's the Exodus year, 2020. Lehi leaves the Exodus, comes out of Babylon, great and abominable church. Ta-da! But you don't study, so you don't care. And I'm just Mr. Apostate. What do I know? I'm going against the prophets of the Jesus Christ Church, which is the great and abominable church, in case you didn't catch on to First Vision of Joseph Smith, and you didn't Google search what the first creed of Christianity is, which was Constantine's creation, that Jesus is going to be Jesus, the Christ. And thus the name of the great and abominable church. Yay! That's what Nelson said this church is named, didn't he? It's so blatantly obvious if you just studied your scriptures. That's all you have to do. If you're not going to hearken to me, just study your scriptures. Don't do the spiritual witness crap, because you're going to miss it. Because I'm giving you stuff that doesn't appear in your spiritual vision. And so you dismiss it. And you don't come to a knowledge of the truth. And instead you go way off tangent. So 43 seconds, 30 minutes, we're done.